Of course, you'd have to pay me for that because you and I've got a little running thing going on that you're losing. You're on the losing side of, which we will talk about later. We will talk about later. How
Okay.
you doing, Isaiah?
Yeah, how about you?
Good, good. Listen, it's Mother's Day, and I wanted you to talk to me and tell me about your mom. Um, some people might know her just by looking at you, but tell me your mother's name and tell me three things. Tell me about the funny side of your mom. Tell me about the serious side, and then tell me about the spiritual side.
Well, my mom is Vera Newkirk. Um, I love her a lot. So the funny side of her, we like a lot of nights we watch this show called Nailed It on Netflix, and she cracks up, and it's really funny how funny she is because when we're watching that show, um, she will like because it's about people cooking and making different things based on a recipe. And she just it's funny how she just likes she it's something about her. She just it's just something about her that cracks me up and makes me and my sister start laughing. And
Does she laugh real hard or?
she laughs real hard and then she says stuff about it like because uh the other night it was about like so they were making the sloth cake where like they were shaping it into a sloth and she was like, well, you're moving very slow right now like a sloth and stuff like that and making cracking me up and my sister up and we were just joking and laughing.
Mm.
And the spiritual side of her, well, she wanted us because she knows that she hasn't been getting us to read our Bible as much, and we've been just been falling apart away from our Bible, and we're trying to get back into that. And so I see her every morning when I wake up and it's school mornings and stuff. She's on her couch sitting and reading the Bible, and she wanted us to get into that. And at night before we watch anything, or after we take our showers, we just hop in her bed and we read the Bible and we read different scriptures every week. So like it's first it's my sister reading, then it's me reading, and then we talk about it, and then we talk about different parts of it, and then
Oh,
she changes up the scripture or the verse every week, and so like it's a different verse, so we get to know and get to learn about it every week. And then the serious side of her, the most times I really see the serious side of her is when I'm in my room, and because my room's a lot of the time messy, and um she doesn't want me laying on my bed, and then she'll like every some mornings because I like to sneak food in my room, and I like to sneak food in my room, and then she will find the wrapper for the thing, and then she'll just like go off on me. She's like, "Rah, rah, rah, I don't want you eating that. You need to stop sneaking food in your room and stuff like that. You already had dinner and stuff like that." And I understand, so I'm trying to stop doing that. And it sometimes comes from when we're doing our schoolwork and stuff like that. She'll bring out her serious side and she'll be like, "Well, if you need to get this done before you do this, or you need to finish this assignment before you go outside and play." And um, I something that I really want to tell her. I don't tell her I love her enough. I tell her that like once every day, and it's not enough because she does a lot for me. She cooks for me. She like folds. She sometimes folds my clothes. She gets me in place and puts me in place and tells me what I'm supposed to do and helps me. be a better person. She helps me with learning finances and learning how to use your money and helping me to learn how to put aside money for tithings, and you can give a little bit more for offering and how much ever you want for offering, and just putting aside money for bills. And she does it. I mean, like, she wants me to use my money wisely and know how to use my money. So I just don't go
Wow.
out in the world and like go and turn homeless, because she wants me to have a good life. And while I'm not with her,
Um, you were saying, how old are you, Isaiah?
I'm 12. I'm about to turn 13.
Wow. And your mother is already teaching you that kind of stuff. What would you say, Mom? I just really want you to know. Finish this statement. Finish this statement.
Really want you to know that you're one of the best moms ever. You do so much for me, and I don't really show as much appreciation as I should for you. And I just want you to know that I love you a lot. I love you very much, and you're just amazing.
Oh, wow. Let me ask you this. Is she ever hard on you?
Huh?
Is your mother hard on you?
Oh yes, she's
You
hard.
said, oh, yes. In what way is she hard? What is she like when she's hard on you?
She Most of the time when she's hard on me, she usually takes her flip flops off and uses them as she hits me with her flip flops and stuff like that when she's mad at me. Um, but I understand this. Sometimes I I just don't know. I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't use my time wisely for stuff. And so she just puts me in my place.
You're almost as big as she is now, aren't
Yeah, I'm close to her height.
you? But it don't matter, does it? No. Well, listen, Isaiah, thank you for taking the time to tell us about your mom. You didn't mention your beautiful sister, but I know that you're a great big brother, and quiet as it's kept, you're a pretty good kid. I mean, you need a couple more beatings, spankings, discipline, which I tried to tell your dad and your mom that, but that's my job, man. And I'm just waiting around to see them. That's all. That's all. Hey, thank you very much for taking the time to.
Also, you're a very great pastor. You're a
Uh,
pastor.
I think you're an awesome young man, but you got one thing in common with the son.
Here we go again with this joke. Here we go.
You're both going down, baby. You're both going down. Hey, I love you, man. I got to roll. Thank you so much, Isaiah. Appreciate it. All righty. All right. Bye-bye. And today I want to speak with Alex, the daughter of Tina Hankins. Good to see you, Alex. How are you?
Good, you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for saying yes. I was thinking about different mothers, and I don't know if I thought about you first or your mama first, but I thought about both of you all. Um, I want to ask you, tell us about your mom. Tell me this. Tell me about her funny side, and tell me about her serious side.
Okay, I'll start with serious so I can end with a light subject. Serious. My mom, one thing I say she's really serious about is school.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's the only like really thing. And I say teaching me how to be a lady too. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is she dogmatic about it? Like, Alex, what I tell you?
No, she's not like that. But she's like, okay, Alex, now you know that wasn't really right, and I'll be like, yeah, I know. And she gets me right on that stuff.
She ain't playing.
Her funny side, I would say, I see that a lot. I don't know about y'all, but that's like another thing that I grew up with. She's very goofy. Always know how to make me laugh, even on really bad days. Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How does your mom discipline you?
Well, I used to get spankings when I was little, if you mean like that. But I don't really get in trouble because I don't do anything like really. Only thing I used to get in trouble with when I was little was like lying over little stuff, but that's it.
Now, was she the kind of mother that liked to talk a whole lot before she spanked you, or she go ahead and spank you, get it out of the way?
No, okay, she either tells me how many spankings I'm gonna get, but one time she was like, I'm gonna give you a spanking, because I knew I was gonna get it. She was like, I'm gonna give you a spanking. And I was like, okay. She went the whole day without saying anything about spanking, like the whole day was cool or whatever. I thought she had forgot. Next thing you know, that night time she came and gave me my spanking.
So she had not forgotten.
I guess that was like not mentally tortured, but it was worse. Like you knew it was coming, but at the same time, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna get it.
What do you think you want to take away from being her daughter? What do you want most to be like when it comes to being like her?
I want to be strong. My mom is very strong and independent. Yes.
I gotta be strong.
Yeah.
Okay. When you think about when you sum it all up and you think about your mom, what would you want to say to her? So many times we don't say what we think and we wait too late. Well, you got this opportunity today, and she's going to see this and be bawling, just bawling. You know that.
Water baby.
Is she a water baby?
Yes.
Do you have that from her? Or are you a water baby kind of?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Do you think she got that from her mom or her dad?
Honestly, I would not know. It probably skipped the gene, and I don't know.
All right. So what would you like to say to your mom that you appreciate most, or you want her to know that you think about her?
I would say, Mom, I love you very much. Thank you for being a mother that every daughter wished they had. I love you so much, and I acknowledge everything you do for me. Every little thing. Ooh, about to have me tear right now.
Wait. I know. Hold your head back. It won't come down like, Lord, I ain't crying. But, that's going to be kind of hard leaving then. How do you think you're going to handle being at with the Aggies and not being here around her?
I know. That's the only person like I'm really mainly like don't want to leave. Like I know she could probably like be fine without me. Not be fine, but like I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be more broke than her because like I like cuddling with my mama. I'm 17 years old and still sit on my mama's lap.
Really?
Yes.
Do you all have girl talk?
Yes, we have it all the time. I'm so close to her. She's my best friend.
Wow. Really. Not everybody can say that.
No,
yeah. So you guys, that is really special that you say you're 17 and you still sit on her lap. And you like it, huh?
I do. Sometimes she'll be like, get off of me, but she knows she want the love.
She knows she wants the love. Well, I tell you what, Alex, you are a wonderful young lady and you are blessed to have a mother. She is strong, and she love herself some you. Now, don't nobody question that.
Yeah.
I, I, I've never seen your mom mad, but I believe she would fight for you.
Oh, I know she will.
You know,
I'll
she
fight for her too.
is that right?
Yeah. I'll tell you this one story. Me and my mom, we was running together, and like every time we run together, I always look behind me. I don't know. It could just be like a nervous thing, or just because I don't want nobody coming up behind me and I don't see them. So I always look behind me and see if anybody's behind us, but nobody was behind us. But we heard a shoe running up towards us real fast, and all I remember is both me and my mom was fist up, ready to fight who was behind us. But it was just a woman like walking her dog. She was like, oh my God, I'm sorry, didn't mean to scare y'all.
So you found out you got a little bit of your mama in you, huh? Well, I tell you what, thank you for taking the time to say how you feel about your mother. You said a mother that most girls wish they had, and you're fortunate that she is your mom.
Yeah.
And today you got to tell her publicly how much you appreciate her. Thank you, Alex, and enjoy A&T.
Thank you.
I don't think I know very many students that are going to study mathematics. That is, you got some brain power there. Make it work for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Have a great day.
You too.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us again. We're in the midst of this series, and we've been talking about unlikely heroes. And today, I want to introduce you to a young man that wants to introduce you to his unlikely hero, his mother. Today, we have Mr. Tony Lewis. How you doing, Tony?
Good. How you doing? How's everybody doing out there today?
Good. Listen, would you just take a moment and we've been in this series talking about unlikely heroes. Yep. Tell us about your mother. Introduce us to her, if you would, please.
All right, everybody. I would like to introduce my mother, Felicia. She probably won't get me for this, May Lewis. But she's from Pender County, born and raised in Pender County, worked hard, single mom, and she's just been like part of me, my rock, like growing up. Even though things may not have always been perfect, no, she made the best out of every situation.
What was it like? Was your mom a disciplinarian growing up, or was she more laid back?
A laid back disciplinarian, meaning she allow you to do what you're gonna do until it got to that point where you need to go get that paddle. I won't say a switch because we had paddles, and she just tape around the paddle and everything.
No.
So, yeah. So when you say disciplinarian, that's what she was. But she wasn't one to do a lot of yelling, but you knew she meant business when she said go get the paddle.
Let me ask you this. Tell me about her funny side, her humorous side.
Humor, when I think about her being humorous, I think about her in the morning time. She has on her scarf and she around the house trying to sing. In her mind, she's singing like Whitney, but in our minds, it's like, Mom, come on, stop. But I mean, she was more. She didn't do like, you know how maybe me and my sister would be joking and things like that. She wasn't more of a jokey type, but she would try to get in. But it's like, Mom, that's not really you. Kind of stay back. So her jokes wasn't necessarily funny, but in her mind, you know, they're funny.
What in your mind makes your mom one of those unlikely heroes?
Because she took whatever she had and made the best out of it. She never just accepted defeat or what somebody else would be like, man, I can't do nothing with this. I'm living here. My kids won't do that. She made sure we was oiled and greased up every morning for school. I wish I had pictures you could see me looking like a greased all up going to school, but she made the best out of every situation. She never just accepted what was given to her. She pushed for more. And so that's why I would call her a hero, because it was two of us, me and my sister, and we never went lacking for anything we needed. She made, she put us first. She didn't just, think about her, okay, well, I need this, that, too. No, she made sure we had the best school clothes we could have, or the best education we could have coming up. And even we didn't live in the best neighborhoods, but at the same time, we never went without anything. Thank God, we was never hurt. She made sure we stayed out of any kind of danger. And when the street light come on, you better be in the house.
Oh, she one of those mothers.
Yeah, be in the house.
Hey, tell me about her spiritual side.
She's grown up in church all her life, and so therefore I've grown up in church all my life. And no matter what the situation was, she would always tell us to pray about it, to pray about it, and and ask God, because He can do it. If anybody can do it, He can do it. So she's always been that prayer warrior before I even knew what like a real prayer warrior was. And I'll just explain one little situation where I can't remember how long. It's been maybe 10 years or so, but she was kind of in a rough spot mentally, and it's like it was point where like the devil just thought, well, I'm about to take her mentally. And it's like, nope, not going to do it. And it was to the point one day my sister called me and she was like, you need to come up here. Because like my mom had been in the bed for a little while and just would not get up, would not do a lot of talking and eating or anything like that. But I always noticed when I got up there, we cried and we prayed or whatever. But I noticed, and she would say every day I would get up, I have that Bible laying right beside me. I would muster up enough to read my word and talk to God and ask him, Lord, this ain't gonna last forever. This is temporary. I'm gonna read my word. You're gonna get me through this. And so that's why for me, that shows her spiritual side of trusting God. And even in a situation that looks bad to others, for her, it was just more so trusting God and say, hey, this ain't the end. This is just another stepping stone.
Hallelujah. That'll preach, boy. So what the devil, we like to say, meant for evil, it left a lasting impression on you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Would you sum up, what is it that you would want to say to your mom about what you appreciate, or sum up what you would like to say to her in these last couple minutes?
Okay. Mom, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for always having my back, for always reaching out to me, even when I don't necessarily reach out to you, for always slipping me a little something on the side when I'm growing and hey, I should be having my own, but you always, thought, say, it's nothing to slip me a little bit here and there. And I just want to tell you publicly, and I'll tell you privately, that I love you. I know we didn't necessarily grow up always saying that, but I want to tell you in front of everybody that I do love you and I appreciate everything you've done, not only for me, but for my sister and for my kids. And so I just wanted to say thank you and happy Mother's Day.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, listen, thank you, Tony, for sharing your mother with us. She is a hero. Thank God for mothers like her.
Yes.
We couldn't interview everyone, but I think in your testimony about her, you touched everyone, because I think that they could see some values in her, especially a single mom that's put her kids before herself and raised them up. Now today, you got like 9 kids. Wait, how many?
8.5.
But today you're a father and you have your own wife, and you're bringing them up in the fear and the admonition of the Lord, because you were one of those kids that was drugged early and often to church.
All the time.
Thank you so much, Tony, for introducing your mom to us. And I want to thank everybody there for just honoring your mother today. Here is another unlikely hero that we say on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Welcome to New Beginning Christian Church. Here are your announcements. We are streaming our Sunday morning 10 a.m. worship service on Facebook Live and on our website, NBCC.com. Cultivation Youth Ministry is also meeting Sunday mornings at 12 p.m. via Zoom. All youth ages 12 to 18 are welcome to join the conversation. Email our youth department at kidsconnected@newbcc.com for meeting link and ID. All of our Bible study and Connect groups have moved to Zoom. You can join Pastor Campbell on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. or Gifted and Set Apart with Travis Corpening meets with young males in the 6th through 12th grade on the 2nd and 4th Mondays at 6:15 p.m. for group discussions. Bridging the Gap is a community outreach group that volunteers and serve people in need throughout the community. Join Antoinette Williams and her team for strategic planning on the 1st and 3rd Thursdays at 7 p.m. No More Excuses, led by Harkeem Brantley, determined dads learning and making a difference in the lives of their children, meets every Friday at 7 p.m. You may view the dates and times for these highlighted groups, as well as our other Connect groups and virtual meetings on newbcc.com's Get Connected page. The Intercessory Prayer Team, led by Elder Emmeline Carter, is available Monday through Fridays at 6 a.m., Saturdays at 10 a.m., and Sundays at 7 a.m. Connect with them on the prayer line at 712-775-7085. Access code 511191. If you are in need of assistance during this challenging time, please call our office at 910-341-7984 and continue to check New Hanover County's health page, health.nhcgov.com, for more up-to-date information about the coronavirus.
Thank you for joining us again today. This is our special Mother's Day service, and we're looking at unlikely heroes. And what better person than a mother, the one that sacrifices that her children might have, who turns the house into the home. And today, we want to introduce you to our own First Lady Campbell, and these are her beautiful kids. And I want you all to share with me your mother's serious side, her funny side, her spiritual side, and then one of you all can wrap up with what you want to say to her on this Mother's Day. Who wants to go first?
Yes, I'll share. This is Brent. I want to talk about my mom's serious side. Kathy Campbell is a serious woman when it comes to her kids. I remember growing up, probably from the time I was 3 or 4, Mom started teaching us the lessons in school from the next year during the summer. She made sure that we knew everything we needed to know and all the things we didn't need to know for the sake of our education. And in the beginning, it was something that we hated and we railed against. I mean, she set up a classroom in our garage in the summers, and when our friends would come around and ask us if we could come play, they knew they couldn't come around before a certain time because we had school every day in the summer. Growing up, we didn't realize all that she was doing for us. We didn't appreciate it the way that we needed to. But now, obviously, as adults, we look back and we say, oh, the reason that we did so well, the reason that we got all these compliments, the reason that we had these accolades and these opportunities is because we had a mom who was serious about our future. And so we appreciate you, Mom.
So I want to talk about my mom's funny side. I think that because right now, because of COVID, I'm living at home. I get to see her crazy and funny side more than the other 4 because I'm just with her the most. I just want to think about the times that like I'm complaining about my class or we're watching something on TV and we are literally crying, laughing. My mom is the type of person that she loves video, she loves to laugh, she loves to cry, she loves the games. I thought before that we were supposed to be talking about things that she does that's funny, so I'm going to throw that in there because I just want y'all to know. My mom does not like us to call her by her first name, and she has selective hearing until you say her name. So just recently I was on the phone and I was like, Kathy, and she was in the other room And she was like, Kathy, what? And she popped in her head. There's just things like she forgets her Apple ID every single time. And, we have to help her. So I just think that my mom, I think that you guys see her as a serious person at church, but she's really jolly. She loves to have a good time. She loves to dance. She is always down to ride. She's a ride or die mom. And, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say, I saw this thing the other day that said, at first you don't succeed, try again. So she tried with Leah. She didn't succeed. She got me. And then she had the perfect solution. Then she tried again and she messed it up and got the twins. So love you, Mom.
Wow. Okay, whatever. The first one is always the best, just so you know. Anyway, so let me give you a little bit of information about who my mom is and her spiritual side. I can always remember my mom doing her very best to make sure that we understood the power of prayer. Growing up, it was important for us to not only pray over our food and pray in the morning or pray before we went to bed, but she would take an extra step and show up in the middle of the night laying hands on us and making sure that we are anointed with oil. And I don't think I understood fully the sacrifice that demonstrates. Like, she literally demonstrates the love of the Father, because she's willing to go above and beyond, even when the call of duty may not ask for it. She is one of those people that says, I am going to demonstrate the fruit of the Spirit at all times as much as I possibly can. And so because of that, I'm grateful that she has taught us the value of prayer, the power behind prayer, but also the importance of what it looks like to produce the fruit and look like the Father. Because we're examples, and she has taught us the importance of being a good example. And so just to make it really clear, her spiritual side, her walk with God, her example is not something that's lost on us. And so, Mom, we're grateful. We aren't who we are without you. And so we just want to say Happy Mother's Day to you. We love you.
Hey, Mom, I just want to kind of speak for the whole clan in general when I say that we are so, so blessed to have you as a mother. Everyone thinks that they have the best parents in the world, that they have the best mom in the world, and that's their prerogative, but they're wrong. We get to say that and mean it and it be true. You could be half the mother you are and still be twice as good as many of the people that we know. And the longer we live, and now that I'm a parent, I now understand the depth to which you have cared for us. The tirelessness with which you've approached parenting, because I should have read the fine print on the pamphlet for parenting, because it's pretty difficult. And you have made it seem so easy, to the point where me and my wife, we talk and we're like, man, we must be doing this wrong. Because how did you do it with 4 kids? How did you do it while Dad was deployed? How did you do it dealing with twins in diapers while you've got another kid in diapers? Like, I don't know. And so much of what you've done to this day is we owe to the reality that you have decided to be yourself and no one else. People love you. You're an amazing First Lady because you are you. And you're not a caricature of someone else. You're an amazing mother because you're you and not a caricature of someone else. So we thank you and we honor you. And we are so blessed to have you. And most importantly,
No, do not do it.
Because I'm your favorite. And you told me that one time when I was 13 years old, we were laying in bed and I asked you if I was your favorite. And you said, you know what? You might be my favorite.
Yeah.
And I know you said,
No.
Sorry, and qualified a little bit. But I know what was going on. I haven't forgotten that moment. I love you the most, and I know you love me the most.
But I look just like her, though.
Yeah. Well, listen, y'all, on 3, y'all can all say Happy Mother's Day because you're all on the gallery view. 1, 2, 3.
Happy Mother's Day. We love you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Love you, Mama.
See you guys.
You will always be the girl in my life for all time. Mama, you know I love you.
Thank you all, New Beginning, for joining us today. We've been in this series, Unlikely Heroes, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And today I have this very special guest, Miss Katrillia Boykins. And what's so special about her is that we have someone like her in most homes. And a lot of times you don't miss a thing until, you don't have it anymore. And you depend on it all the time. And that's a mother. Not only a mother, a wife, a mother, a career woman. Thank you, Katrillia, for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Would you do this for me? Would you I just kind of gave the highlights of all the hats you wear. Introduce your family and tell us about where you work, and we'll get into your additional job of homeschool teaching. So tell us about Katrillia Boykin.
Sure. So I am married to Patrick Boykin. I'm sure everyone knows, and we have 4 children: a 25-year-old, a 22-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 8-year-old.
Wow.
We have 4, which the 2 older 2 are not here in the house, so but we stay in touch with them, and the younger 2, of course, keep us busy. I also work at Live Oak Bank, where I am the electronics funds transfer team lead. I've been there for 4.5 years now. So,
how long have you been in the banking industry?
Oh my gosh, I've been in banking 22 years.
Wow.
Hasn't been like that long, but it's been 22 years.
Wow. And tell me this, how has working through this COVID-19 pandemic, how has that impacted the way you do work at home and at your job?
Yeah, so definitely we're working from home right now, and we are a big tech company, so we're very capable and accustomed to working from home, so that's not anything new. But with the new challenges that the country is facing, it's put a extra responsibility on the banks. We have people that's moving money around. We have people drawing on their lines of credit. And of course, we are facilitating this PPP program for the SBA. So there's a lot of moving parts, and it's really, those of us in banking, it's really been taxing and, required a lot more of us than normal.
Now, how do you think this staying at home is impacting your kids, and what are you seeing? Do you feel like that they are being stressed by it, or is it something that's just kind of glossed over for them?
Well, the kids are really resilient. The first 2 weeks was very challenging. I think there was a lot of challenges, not only with work, but me having new employees training, and I'd had lost an employee the week we went mobile, and a new employee that had been with us for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So that was a huge challenge, getting him set up and used to working from home. That's an adjustment in itself. And then, still being able to train, and I've had to train 2 additional people during this time as well. So the first 2 weeks were very challenging. We did not adjust well the first 2 weeks, honestly, at all. The kids are resilient, but the first 2 weeks, normally they're used to a schedule. They're, used to things being laid out for them, and we tried to do as best as we could, but it didn't work very well for the first 2 weeks. And a lot of it had to do with all the work that we, myself and Patrick, had to do. He was working 12-hour days on Zoom and conference calls all day, and I literally throughout the day for the first 2 weeks could not even leave my computer to eat.
Wow.
So kids kind of ran themselves for the first 2 weeks. After that, it calmed down just a little bit, and we kind of adjusted, and the school started sending them like a curriculum. So first 2 weeks we kind of winged it and gave them work to do as best as we could, but the curriculum kind of got them on track, and, they had their computers, they could pull it up and they can get started. They had questions, but after the first 2 weeks, I think we kind of settled in a bit.
What do you find the most challenging thing as being a teacher? Or is it a natural fit?
It is not natural at all. This new math that they're doing, some of it, I'm like, what is this? It would be so much easier to do it the way that we did it. But it's that, and, the kids need an attention, and you're working, and you can't just stop work to answer a question we loaded up on the snacks, said, hey, here's some bread, here's some peanut butter, here's some snacks. You're going to have to fend for yourself for a little bit. But they're resilient. They adjusted well. The first 2 weeks, like I said, was difficult for all of us. But once we kind of slowed down a little bit, got on schedule, we were able to break for 10 minutes to at least make them lunch. And then Patrick will break maybe midday to take them outside for recess, and they go outside again after work. So they look forward to that. But school really has them on a good schedule now. They're on the computer. They have their list of assignments. If they have a question, they come and ask when they can. But we're adjusting.
What about, you talk about the kids, you talk about Pat. Well, what about you? What are you finding for you? Have you figured out a way to take care of you?
Well, I do that a little bit on the weekends. During the weekday, after work, depending on, it's like I said, it's gotten a little better now. Initially, for a while, it was just, I had no time to take care of myself. I literally almost got sick 2 times just from not having any time to even eat, to properly hydrate, any of that. But, and it's just that was just from the stress of the job, the stress of having more than usual to tackle, the stress of having new employees to train, and still having to be in action, approving transactions as they come. But really now just taking time in the evenings to go on a walk with the kids. When we can, they go on a walk every day. So I think we're able to spend more time together in a lot of ways. We go on a walk every day after work. And just, we do dinner here. We're not eating out. We're not going to tutoring. We're not going to sports. We're here at home. We're taking walks. We're making dinner. We're all sitting down to eat dinner. So that's been a blessing in itself.
Now that you look back, what is it that you would share with other mothers, career women, wives, or even single mothers who are trying to do this? What is it that you would want them to, if you could share something with them, wisdom with them, what is it that you would share with them that you've learned through this?
Well, my husband has been instrumental in this as well. Like, if he was the one at one point, he would try to make sure I ate, make sure I drank something. But through it all, just the time we've been able to spend with each other, the time that it just allowed us to spend more time with the kids. It's allowed us to spend time with each other. It's allowed us to actually make time to have the kids read the Bible. So lessons learned would just be to really relish kind of what we're going through right now. I know it's tough for everybody kind of being stuck in the house, but it's an opportunity where you're not ripping and rearing and going from here to there, opportunity to slow down and breathe and make those routines, like, reading the Bible with the kids, make the routines of spending time. We play games every night before bed.
Wow.
So just really relish this time. And, they say it takes 15 days to make a habit. So we should be able to make habits during this time, of the time that we spend with our family, and, just doing things, making things routine that are important. It's just a good time to just kind of really sit back and, know the things that are important, but you're so busy, doing other things to make time for those things. And this is a time to make time for those things and make habits, like having dinner, reading Bible with the kids, playing games with the kids. It's just good time to make family traditions.
Wow. I heard you say time so many times. Also reminds me of redeeming the time. You can't get back what's gone. But because of this, as you're saying, it's a time to be reflective and time to regain and reestablish. And I think it's important that everyone knows that Katrillia is an example of what so many women are doing, unsung heroes in so many cases. And we just wanted to pause today to say thank you. Thank you on behalf of your family and your friends and all of those mothers that are doing what you do. It's one thing to have children and it's another to have a career and have a husband to take care of and then take care of yourself. Thank you for the example you set. And thank you for speaking to others who may think that, man, it seems like I got lost in the first weeks of this thing. And I was sharing with someone that, if you don't have a plan, your purpose will become your plan. And what I mean by that, you're working and you're trying to get it done. And all of a sudden, you're so purpose driven, it determines how long you sit at the table and what you think about. But when we establish a plan, then now we can be intentional and purposeful and not just being driven by the purpose of work. Thank you for being such a great example. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being an unlikely hero, a great representative of so many women who are making a difference in their family, their community. Thank you for your time, Katrillia.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Listen, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Unlikely heroes, they're around you every day. Take time to say thank you.